So what's up, guys? It's Ego Death back with another video. We're out here in the early morning in nature, baby. We hadn't even had breakfast yet. That was a bad impression of somebody. If you know, you know. Pretty cool dude, though. Yeah, true inspiration. Anyways, today's topic is going to be about having high expectations, or rather unrealistic expectations in certain aspects of life. Now, we all do this. I myself am guilty of it. High expectations, what I mean by that is basically when you expect something in your life to go a certain way and it doesn't, and when it doesn't, you're plagued with all type of levels of frustration and, you know, sometimes anger, and, you know, you're completely just irritable. Your whole day is shifted. People will be like, yo, you ruined my whole day, or you ruined my mood, you know, now I can't enjoy blah blah blah, whatever. One thing about life and, you know, people around you, things around you, anything external, you can't necessarily, you really can't control the outcome of those things around you. You know, it's nice to have things go your way, don't get me wrong, that's always cool, but this world, this universe is way too big to expect for everything around you to fall into place according to your design or your blueprint or your outcome. The only thing you can really control is yourself and your actions, and how you choose to perceive the things that happen to you, that happen around you. And I found, at least, that there is true freedom in accepting that, or at least letting go of control. You know, Alan Watts said there's nothing to hold on to in the first place, because everything goes, everything comes and goes. You know, the only person you can control is yourself. People have such high expectations or fixed expectations that they can't even fucking slip on a banana peel or trip and fall, you know, shoes untied, without just completely, you know, I'm just, I can't take it, you know. But really, that's just what life is, and sometimes you have to learn how to take those things in stride and laugh at it. Now, I'm not saying that every situation, you know, you can just be fine and dandy about everything and just complete unrealistically trying to affect a positive demeanor just for the sake of positivity. Like, oh, I'm so happy today, I'm always happy. No, because happiness is more to do with your external circumstances. Happiness is more about what happens. In order to surpass what happens, you have to find a way to have inner peace, inner joy. So, you know, let's just say I broke my leg, or something happened to my car, or something like that, or my house, you know. I'm not gonna lie and say that there isn't any damage or there isn't any issues going on, but I would much rather talk about how the situation is getting better than to continuously be preaching about how terrible it is, you know. And just an example from my life about high expectations. There's certain relationships, or rather there is a certain relationship that I have in my life that's very important to me, that I've had for a long time, that I almost completely hindered due to my expecting things to be a certain way, or rather due to me trying to control the flow or the outcome of how things unfolded over time, you know, because at a distance you can't always understand every aspect of someone else's life, or someone else's, what they have going on, or what their day-to-day process is like. So sometimes people will create, or people can create, some type of false narrative or some type of presumptuous perception that isn't even true, just based on the simple fact that they don't have the details that you would have being face to face. And, you know, me doing that, I almost completely lost one of the most important relationships to me. And, you know, it may not have even stopped there. I could have lost a lot of people being that way. Because, for one, it's unrealistic, like I said earlier, to try to control all the aspects of what goes on around you. And two, nobody wants to be around somebody who's always trying to control them or the aspects around them, whether that person realizes that they're being controlling or not. You know, people like to be free. People like to have some type of control over themselves, at least. So not only was that damaging me, but that would have also pushed them away as well. And nobody really wins in that situation, you know. And a lot of pain can come from that, because when you have high expectations or certain fixed expectations, and your mind is so fixed on that you have no capacity to just be flexible or to be understanding or accepting of a shift in the outcome, you're automatically setting yourself up to suffer every time. You know, like a spoiled child who wants the toy now. I want it. And then mama might not have enough money for the toy, and now you fucking crying for the rest of the trip home. Now you got to get spanked, you know. So you have to learn how to focus on gratitude, what you're grateful for, what's actually something that you can be happy about that's in your life. Because no matter what, there's always somebody who has it worse. You know, there's always somebody who would dream to have the type of life that you're complaining about. And I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to judge anybody, because I've done the exact same thing in my life, you know? So it's just one of those things where it takes practice, you know? It takes you one day at a time, just asking yourself, what can I change about myself today? And mentally rehearsing that in your head. You know, if this situation happens again, or something like this happens again, or if I'm disappointed again, how am I going to respond to that, and how can I be better? You know, that's been my journey lately, just working on myself every day, learning as much as I can every day. And I'm still not perfect. I still make mistakes, and I still get attached to this ego that is me. But, you know, one of the things about having an ego death and about getting more into meditation and spirituality, it's not about perfection, like I said in the first video. It's about aiming to be more whole, to be more complete. And the only way to be more complete is to study what you can, just from all the different sources that you can. I heard in Cloud Atlas, I heard something else along the lines of this in another movie, but whatever. I heard that it was actually a really good quote. It's that knowledge is a mirror. You know, knowledge is a mirror, because the more you learn, the more points of reference you have to frame your own identity. You know, the more you learn, in other words, the more you know who you are, because you have the tools to build your self, who you want to be. And that's the cool thing about the game, ladies and gentlemen. You can be anybody you want. Anybody. You can do anything you want. You can create the life you want. Don't let anybody tell you different. Understand law of attraction. Understand karma. Understand that your thoughts are a magnet. And the things you think and the things you say and the way you perceive your life, if it's in a negative way, you're just attracting that same type of life to you. People do this all the time because we're so unconscious. We got to become conscious. We got to become aware. We got to become mindful of the things we say and we think and we do. And this is not to be perfect or to be some type of flawless God human being. This is to get closer to the best version of yourself. And the best version of yourself is not necessarily a perfect being. The best version of yourself is exactly what it is. It's the best version of you, you know. So just ask yourself, like I said, how do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? You know, what type of actions do you want to display throughout the day? you know. So that's pretty much it, man. You just got to be careful with what you say, what you do, and how you perceive things, and just know that no matter what, there's always another day. As long as you're still breathing, you always got a chance to do better. Again, focus on meditation, look up astral projection, look up all that weird spiritual shit, because that is one, is interesting, at least to me it is. You know, I'll be watching Avatar and shit, so stuff like that is very interesting to me. It always has been, always had some type of fascination. But not only is it interesting, but it's also beneficial. All this metaphysical shit, there's science behind it, you know. And I mean, all I can say for me is that it works for me. I mean, so maybe it'll work for you too. But that's all. This video's more than twice as long as the other one. They may get longer, they may get shorter, but we'll see. It's only number 2. And like I said the first time, not so bad for a second attempt. Peace.